Good morning. I know I need more coffee. I'm not gonna get that right now. I still ain't did nothing with that bag. Let me go get some water, y'all. Be right back. That's what I forgot. My water. I had to turn this light off. Oh, come on. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon. Some of y'all is cold, cold, cold. Hey, everybody. Hey. Hey, Day. Tracy, Lauren, Monet, Miss Rhodes, Chill Will, Cheryl, everybody. Hey, everybody. India, Justice, everybody. Mari, Miss Duncan. Hey, Miss Crawford. Hey, everybody. Ooh. Oh, y'all see I got my pants on. You know what I didn't realize the other day? Hey, everybody. Y'all know what I didn't realize the other day? God knew I needed something. And he always sends me my favorite things. So I still ain't figured out who sent me these pants. Thank you. But y'all do realize that the day after my son sent me my shoes, the pants showed up. And y'all know what I realized? Guess what I realized? Guess what I realized? When I tell you my dad look at me. Be careful, sir. Y'all see I got my pants on, right? Hold on, let me do it this way. Look here. Tell me these didn't match perfect. These showed up. This had been here for a while. And these show. Listen here. I said, Dad, well, go on and do it then. Because I didn't even know these was coming. You heard me? I said, Dad, I like when you do what you do. You hear me? I said, Dad, thanks. And I had already got me brown socks because they had them at Dollar Tree. I said, well, thank you, Dad. Now everybody knows I love books. Everybody. He even made the colors match. You hear me? I said, Dad, you know, I'm very grateful. Yes. So at the same time that he put me on my son's mind, he put me on one of y'all mind about this brown color. And y'all see it match our room perfect. My hair is wet, and so I might be moving a little stiff because I don't like cold, wet stuff touching my skin. And I tried to blow dry it, but it'd be wet for a long time because I had to wash my hair this morning. I was like, yeah, I can't. And then y'all niece called me. I said, what you about to do? She said, shampoo my hair. I said, yep, that's my kid. She started her locks too. We're going to see how long they last this time. I pray that they last a long time. She done started her locks like 3 times. I think she's serious this time, though. We shall see. So, who remembers? I like that y'all get to be y'all get to be here for the confirmation when I go through things. So, y'all remember me telling y'all for like the last 3 weeks, I was like, it's some secret conversations being had about me. Y'all remember this? It's like I heard whispering in my ear. Remember? Y'all remember I was feeling that real, real heavy? Okay. So 2 weeks ago, I felt led to go block. Even though if I didn't know they was watching me or not, it was a list of people that God told me to block. So I had to go looking for people that they knew that I know kind of be where they at or what name they might use, and I blocked them. Now, I ain't talked to these people in years. Okay? I'm serious, y'all. So, no more than 10 days, I blocked a list of people. Okay? I've not had contact with most of them in about 3 to 4 years. One of the main people that God dropped down in my spirit that has been blocked on every device I have, I got a call from them yesterday. This is the very person that I just blocked less than 10 days ago. The main. I said, you don't miss, Dad. You do not miss. I said, no way you told me this person was coming. Telling you, baby, my daddy don't miss. Not since 2021 for sure. It's about to be 2025, so it's probably been almost 4 years. Let me go put some oil on my hands. I said, Dad, thank you. People do not believe my Holy Ghost is real, baby, but I'm grateful. But have wrote in the journal and everything. I said, that's crazy. Ooh, do 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 do. When I tell you my daddy don't miss, it's more too. You hear me? It's more too. That ain't the only one. And didn't I tell y'all? Dang, I swear her hair grew 5 inches since last week. Thank you. I appreciate that. It didn't. It's just wet. It's wet. My hair be dry. That's why it's breaking too. Because I don't be putting no moisturizer in it. I don't be doing nothing. I did hair for so many years. I love locks because if I want it to be dry and brittle and just get up and go, I don't have to worry about nothing. That's great for me. I love that for me. You hear me? Because I don't be wanting to do my hair, but I had to shampoo it today because my scalp was too itchy. I can't do the itchy scalp stuff. I'll twist it sometime next week probably or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I want to say it blew my mind because, well, he's always blowing my mind. And then, two, it just makes me think about relationships. And I'm not talking about, when I say relationship, y'all know I mean any kind of relationship you can have. That's not always between two lovers. It's you have your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your boss, your relationship with your leader, or whoever, whatever. There are several different types. You have a relationship with your auntie and your uncle. You have a different relationship with your grandma. So relationships, period. And I always talk about how people don't understand relationship. I talk about this because in relationship, there are going to be things that we identify together with. That's not saying we're going to agree on everything, but one of the things in a relationship that should be mutual is trust. Trust has to be the base of your foundation, because it's hard to even love a person that you can't trust. Right? So once that trust is broken time and time and time again, it becomes betrayal. Because you know me well enough to know that this is going to hurt me. And so then that becomes betrayal. And if I find out that, one, you taking my business and telling folks, CERCA, just tell me Just tell me now that you've been talking about my situation with Dad. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you what I'm going through right now. Yeah, now look now. You don't let me talk to y'all, nobody else. Y'all don't people I can talk to. You won't ever get the same version of me again. That part. Hey, hey. So I can give you, depending on the situation, months, days, years. But once God starts spitting in my ear about you, and then you exhibit every single thing that He says, I have no choice but to start stepping back. Okay? Once I realize your character, and this is why I taught my kids about character. You said you're telling the things going on here. Okay. Amen. I'm a be cordial always, but I'm gonna move differently. Wisdom says that I should. Does it not? If every time you come to my house, something come up missing, and it only happens when you come, why am I keep letting you back in my front door? I back completely down. I ain't no going back, baby. Move around. You hear me? Did you hear what I said? If every single time you come to my house, something comes up missing, you're not invited back after the second or third time. I'll give you two because maybe I misplaced it. But see, remember I told y'all, I lay bait out for folks. When I'm getting ready to let you in my intimate place or my circle or my whatever, I lay bait for folks. And I told y'all that since the beginning. Because the Bible says try the spirit by the spirit. You hear me? If I've known you longer than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and I mean like this is, and I'm saying not right now. I'm saying in my, like, you come to my house, I go to your house, we interact with our families, whatever else. And people can come back to me and tell me my business. You said 27 years down the drain. Listen. If other people can come back to me and tell me my business, that to me is betrayal. Because at any given time, if I confide something, I don't talk to a lot of people about my business. It's less than 5 people, probably less than 3, for real. So to me, that is a form of betrayal. Maybe not to you, but to me, because you can tell me something and you don't have to tell me don't say nothing. I just know you don't. And I trust you to be exactly who you show me you are. No more just me going off what you say. So if the moment that I talk to you, you start telling me other people's business, what do you think I'm thinking? The next person that you call, anything I tell you, they're going to hear it. Did you hear what I said? If you call me telling me such and such business, that means anything that I say to you right now about my business, the next phone call you have, whether you say my name or not, my business will then be added to the trail of people's business that you done told me to, told to me. So once I learn your character, I'm only going to give you information that I don't really care about anybody knowing. And you'll probably think it's serious, but it won't be. It'll be the tip of the iceberg of what's really going on. If you do get anything from me, you know what I mean? Or it'll be some achievements I'm rattling off to you. Oh, well, this such, I learned how to do this or that. It'll be basic conversation. Stuff I put on the internet, I don't care about. You know what I mean? It won't be nothing. Setting the bait for the rats. Come on, nephew. God told me to. He said, try the spirit by the spirit. Boom. He said, don't be deceived by what you see. And make sure their words line up with their actions. This ain't me trying to be all profound. This is scripture, babe. That's it. That's all. When I tell you, when you start getting in the word for real, it'll teach you about people. You don't have to say it when you see it. You just see it. You just see it. I feel that when I get quiet, it's already done. Sarah. And see, the scary part is people don't think you see them. Y'all want to hear something crazy? God did not just give me the gift of prophecy. He didn't. I get to be a seer sometimes, as y'all can tell. A seer don't have to be where you at to know what's going on. And people get mad when you apply the word to your own life and things change. They say you being weird, nephew. Didn't I tell you auntie been a weird girl for a long time? It's okay. You said clearly. I realize that if I see your name on my phone, or if somebody brings you up in conversation and I have a negative emotion and I haven't even interacted with you, those are the interactions that I start to move away from. No matter how long I've known you, no matter how close we've gotten, when I start to feel anxious or I start to feel like I have to be on guard when I talk to you or whatever else it is, I will stop talking to you because those are not feelings that I like. So if you show up in my life 10 years, 5 years, 2 years later, but I know you're the reason we quit talking, and I know you're the reason that, like, you had, I take a lot from people. You had to do something real, real crazy for me to quit talking to you completely. When I don't even want to know you at all. I don't wish nothing bad on you. I just don't wish you in my life. You said you in my journal and personal life right now. Sorry, Amber. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. And at 44, Lord willing, I'm about to throw this phone. Oh, I'm just, you know what? I know what to get. I've been here before. I know what to get. Hey. Eddie Mitch. Bow. 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 You said what? My daddy coordinates real well. You hear me? Because the fact, I don't care, y'all. This is, I mean, do y'all see the colors on the wall? Are you seeing this with your own eyes? You know that I'm very grateful for everything that you do around here because it's great. He do what he do. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is none of my doing because I don't know who bought me these pants. I wish somebody would tell me so I know. I really wish. Not that it match, girl. Look. I didn't buy this either. One of y'all bought this. If I even want to. And don't let me get my alethiometer. Let's just do it. I can put my alethiometer on here. Let me see. It got a knot in the chain. Well, that ain't good. That's probably for one of the times this thing fell down because there's so much stuff. Let me see what time it is. Because you know when you open an alethiometer, it tell you if the people... There we go. Hold on. Go back. Come on. Auntie, thank you for this. Y'all see me? Isn't that? Yes, from his Dark Materials. And it's so crazy we watched that and was so enthralled with it. And now it's happening in our real life. You bought that? Did you? I thought Auntie bought this. Sorry. See? Well, I just be thinking everybody. Oh, don't play. You know what? If I hurt myself, I blame y'all. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait. Hold on 1 second. I know. Listen, if you ever get mad at me for not remembering who bought something, remember that I've been getting gifts almost every week for 3 years. Don't do me. You wouldn't remember. You can't even remember where you bought your favorite pair of shoes at. Leave me alone. You might not remember where you met your husband and wife. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ah! You said I'm on my way to school. You said I'm on my way to school. You said I'm on my way to school. You said that. I'm on my way to school, Dad. I'm on my way to school. Everything match around here. Everything. Thank you, Dad. And wouldn't. So I ain't mad. Thank you. Because y'all be like, I bought that. I don't know. Somebody, but that's why I be like, somebody bought this. We are making being a nerd cool again. How about that? Now, to those of you that know, thank you, what an alethiometer is, very cute, very stylish, very coordinated, very book-like, very librarian-ish. You hear me? Thank you, Pumpkin. So, I hit the button. Do y'all realize that this is what the Holy Ghost is for us? Do y'all? Petty. Do y'all realize? Oh, it sure does! Oh my God. Don't play with me. It sure does. Who sent this? Miss Diana? Somebody sent this too. It sure does. Oh, it sure does. Oh, it sure does. And one of y'all sent me this. Oh, and this is a Goodwill find. And it's real Weber too. It ain't that. That's a... This is like my favorite bag. Baby, one of you... I think Miss Diana sent me this. Oh. Girl. And it's good leather too, baby. You hear me? She said, I found this at the Goodwill. Thank you for thinking about me. You hear me now? And this that good stuff. You hear me? It came from the Goodwill. See, y'all be sleeping on the Goodwill. I know quality when I see it. I looked at the stitching and the hardware, baby. I said, ooh. You see? I'm about to show y'all something. For you young girls that be trying to go just because they put a lot of money on it. This what you want your hardware to say. It's going to be backwards. You see? You see what that say? That say solid brass. You see it? You see it? You can smell it. Baby, if the hardware ain't solid brass, why is you buying it? That mean it's cheap. I don't care what price tag they see. This right here, this leather is good, and it came from the Goodwill. Somebody bought this for me at the Goodwill, but baby, the quality of it all. Okay, not the price, the value of what's on it. You hear me? Somebody will go buy a Michael Kors bag, pleather, for $479. And this right here, the quality. You hear me? Go buy a Dolce and Gabbana bag that's plastic for $1,652. But this right here is quality. You hear me? That's expensive. This is going to last a long time. I'll reach it. No. Okay, you want to know why your Goodwill store sucks? I'm about to tell you why, and then we're going to get to class. I'm just trying to show y'all that being a nerd can be fashionable. You do not have to. You don't have to. Not. You could wear book pants too, and it's okay. No. You want to know why your Goodwill sucks? Quality over quantity, nephew. You want to know why? Because you say it does. See, you don't understand how the Goodwill works. Let me put you on, okay? So this is how the Goodwill works. You pray for what you want. Line your money up. Be responsible. You do what you're supposed to do. And then God lets it show up at the Goodwill. You can't go in there not expecting to see nothing. Like, when I wanted KitchenAid stuff, I would think about it all week. Ooh, Dad, blah, 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 blah. I'll probably go on Tuesday. Well, I might have said this the previous Friday. So guess what that does? That gives God time for somebody to go through their kitchen with all their old kitchen stuff that they never used. They might have used it once and it's still pretty in the box. And take it to the Goodwill so I can go pick it up on Tuesday for whatever I got in my pocket. When I wanted blue couches, I went to the Goodwill, and I had never seen a blue couch in there. And I used to go to the Goodwill pretty much every day or every other day. Never seen one. Told my ex-husband I want blue calfskin leather couches with the recliners in them. It didn't matter really what shade of blue, but I had a blue shade in mind. I got them couches right now, and I got both of them together for $115. And wasn't a scratch, a tear, a rip. We ripped one part of it, bringing it in the house. It didn't have not a rip, a tear, or nothing on it. I said, oh, yep, there they go. He said, no, that's crazy. No, this happens every time. I wanted the KitchenAid bowl. You went and spent $80 on one, and I went right to the Goodwill and got one for $7.99. $7.99, the same bowl you just bought me at Bed Bath & Beyond for $80, because I need two. I need two. I got two KitchenAids, and I got kids. Some don't like chocolate, some don't want it vanilla. I got to be making 2 batches of ice cream at one time. I got a lot of people here. My mom wants a leather jacket. Oh. Nothing. May? Oh, you playing? Go to the one in St. Anne. I think it's a Family Dollar or something over there. I can't tell you the street. But it's one in St. Anne, and it's like back off in the cut. I can't remember what's in front of it. It's in St. Anne. Look up. It's like it's either a Goodwill or a Salvation Army. One of them two in St. Anne. Go there. I can't pull them all out because they down there vacuum sealed. But this beautiful bomber jacket I got there years ago. This is a beautiful suede. Wilson's leather. Cutie pie. I got trenches, leather, beautiful camel color. Honey. Beautiful, beautiful. Listen, here. You said what? Yes. Go on in there. You can get her a couple of them for the low. A long one, a short one, a suede one with the fur on it, and they be real too. You going on in there. Going on in there. Do. I found a 2000 hoodie and a baby fit. I'm trying to tell you. You see, I just had on my Echo one piece. That was from the early 2000s. And I bought it, and my daughters was like, listen, I vacuum sealed all my coats. They down there, but baby, listen. Now, West, you gonna find some stuff for you too. Watch, nephew, don't trip. You said, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Head over. You said, oh, that bomb. Listen, and it's a men's bomber too. That's the crazy thing. I had bought it for my ex-husband, and he wouldn't wear it, so I kept it for me. You ain't got to tell me twice, baby. But then I think about how he, used to dress, and it makes sense. It makes sense why he wouldn't want that jacket. It makes perfect sense to me. Listen, let me see what size it is, because I don't never wear it. It's a men's something. It's a medium, nephew. Can you fit a medium? It's got a map on the inside. That's really why I like it. You see it? Ain't that dope? It's got a real map on the inside. Y'all know that's why I got it. You can. Send me your address and I'll send it to you. I gotta check the pockets. I bought this years ago. I probably had this jacket over 10 years. Let me check the pockets. Make sure I don't see, Send me your address to Tadnot Place and I'll send it to you. For real. You can have it. Yeah, send me your address. You'll probably get it in 2 days because you're here. You can have it. I'm going to send it to you. Send me your address to Tadnot Place. And you can have it. Mm-hmm. You sure can. You're welcome. I love you too, baby. Maybe I bought it for you and didn't even know. Because he never wore it. And so I started wearing it. Nephew going to take his coat. When I just liked it because I was like, oh my God, I done seen a lot of bomber jackets. I never seen one that had a map on the inside. So y'all, and I bought that years ago. Before I think I might have bought it before. No, yeah, I did. Yeah, it's been about 10 years. 8 years maybe. 8 years I had it. So I definitely will send it to you. Whoever made that jacket had a great idea. It's like finding a hidden treasure in my own alley. Listen. I saw the inside of it. I said, and I probably paid like 45 cents for that jacket. Maybe $1. You said you can't tell me. D Circle doesn't have a sweet side. Sometimes. Sometimes. Listen. But y'all know I love maps and map Indiana Jones jacket. It is. That's exactly. That's why I got it, right? That's why I got it. She's exactly right. It's my Indiana Jones jacket. And I bought it in Indiana. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly why I bought it. Because it had a map on the inside. He always had a map hid somewhere on him. And they was trying to find it and they couldn't find it. Listen, that's exactly what it is. It's my Indiana Jones jacket and I bought it in Indiana. But I bought it at the Goodwill outlet, babe. That's when, could you imagine buying clothes at 29 cents a pound? It ain't that no more. But when I first started going to the Goodwill outlet, it was 29. You get 3 pounds of clothes for, I used to get 3 pounds of clothes for $1. Mind you, my kids was little. Most jeans for kids weigh between 1 and 3 pounds. For babies, a quarter of a pound, not even a half a pound. You heard me? And I get 3 pounds of clothes for $1. And that's when they Justice was dumping all their stuff. Abercrombie and Fitch, Old Navy, all of them, baby. Coles, baby. And it got tags on it, baby. I can show y'all pictures, baby. I used to come home with 50 pounds of clothes for like $15. Killing it. You hear me? Books was 25 cents and 50 cents. I know for a fact I paid 50 cents for this book. It's a lot of my big books that I had when I met y'all. I paid 50 cents for them. 50 cents. Paperbacks was 25. So I could take $10 in there and go stupid. 4 books for $1 if they paperback, and 2 books for $1 if. So $10 got me 20 books. I used to fill up whole carts with everything. Like, oh my God, this book is brand new. Some states have closed vouchers, like food vouchers, where you can go shop for a certain amount for you. Yeah. Man, the Goodwill outlet on Grand still does that. Maybe not 20. I didn't know y'all had. I went to that one. It was closed. When they opened the one right under the highway, down by the bus station. Cause I went there a couple times. It was never open. It looked abandoned. Is that the one you're talking about? When did they reopen, baby? Cause baby, I went there. It was nothing. And that's, I would be like, just go ahead and shut the store down. I'm going to be here for a while. Oh, Pumpkin, that's what you do. I used to be there for, watch, I'm going to see. She might be asleep. I don't know if she didn't went to sleep, but if she didn't go to sleep, watch this. Can you answer a question real quick for me? I'm on live. How often did I used to go to the Goodwill?
Day.
Huh?
I said almost every day.
And in like 2012, 2013, Mom would come home with bags and bags and bags of stuff and furniture and everything for like $50, huh?
Yeah.
And books.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I love you. Thank you. Oh, wait. One other question. How long would I stay in the Goodwill?
As long as you could.
Okay. All right. I'll call you back.
All right.
Bye. Soon as I dropped my kids off, baby, I was on my way. Every day. Every day. If I could go every day, I would drop my kids off at school. Bet. Goodwill open at 9. I'm dropping them off. All I need is $20. $3 give me 9 pounds of clothes, 9 pounds of towels, 9 pounds of whatever I want. Wall stuff. Cause it's by the pound. So you fill this cart up and push it on the weight and they run it. People used to be like, wait a minute, all of that stuff on Africa. Brand new jeans, brand new everything, honey. My friends used to be like, let me see that. No. Remember, you too good to go to the Goodwill. You don't go to the Goodwill, but you always want my Goodwill stuff. And it got so crazy, people would pay me to go in there and I'd be in there 20 minutes, come out with a whole basket like here. Everything fit. They ain't told me they size or nothing, baby. I'm talking about what you call them jeans with the hook thing on? What is it? With the horse? What was they called? With the horseshoe on it. What is that? What is it? I can't think of the name of that clothing line. What was it? You know what I'm talking about? It's on the tip of my dang tongue. True Religion. True Religion, Lucky Brand, all of that. All of it. I used to, man, listen. My girls would be like, "Ma, you didn't went to the Goodwill?" I'd be like, "Why? No, let me see what you got." No, Mom, let me see what you got. Don't I told y'all that Prada bag that I got in there, and they didn't think it was real. I was so freaking happy. I was a personal shopper, did. You got to pay me $20 to go in there, and then give me whatever you need. All I need is $20. Oh, man. I showed it to y'all. But when I tell y'all, the lady was like, "Oh, it's a knockoff." Girl, you don't feel this leather, do you? You don't know quality. Some of y'all seen these before, but this might be for one of my young babies. I don't even know why we doing this. Maybe. Listen. Look at the stitching. Look at the hardware. It's always cold. You hear me? You can tell by the leather. You see that braid? You got to look at the hardware. She said, "Oh, honey, I think it's a knockoff." Baby, I knew what I was looking at. Well, can I get that for $5.99, please? It is soft because it's real. I got to go with you until you find a trip. Ooh, nephew. This was $3. It's vintage Gucci. I got to get it together. Came with the keys and everything. You can see yourself in there. You see it. It was $3, nephew. And it's still hard, and it's vintage. This is like a 20-30-year-old bag. It's still. That's how you know it's that real. You know what I'm saying? You see that stitching in there. The stitching is what's going to tell you. $3. I think that button say my name. You see it? All I got to do is clean it. Look, it came with the keys and everything. And look at, I'm going to tell you, see the stitching? I see the hardware. Them real screws. You see that? You see it? That's real screws in there. Real ones, babe. You know, the suede messed up on the inside, but you see that's the key holder there. Hold on. Ugh. Even the little zipper thing on here. I said, "Baby, $3." The lady was like, "Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's mine. Please don't touch it." $3. And it's real. You hear me? This probably wasn't but $2. You hear me? I ain't sad. This another briefcase I got. Now, it ain't got no name on it, but it's that real stanky leather, honey. You said what now? Who got time? Not me. This another one. It's so soft and nice. You hear me? This probably was 50 cents. Mm-hmm. And these is the bags girls is carrying right now. And I bought this 12 years ago at Goodwill. Tell me this ain't the bags the girls is carrying right now. And my daughter will tell you I had this purse forever. Ain't this the style of purse they putting out right now? Ain't this it? I got pictures from probably 10 years ago with this very bag. This is the bag they wearing right now. This is the bag people are designing right now. And I had it for 10 years. Nothing knockoff stuff though. This is the good stuff. Probably 50 cents at Goodwill. Did I ever consider eventually? I did. But I don't got time to go looking now. Back in the day, I did. Yep. I basically used to shop for people when I lived in Michigan. They had Value Village stores, but I hadn't seen the stores. Oh, they everywhere. Just baby, look up thrift or secondhand, babe, and go in there. Get friendly with the people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I be trying to get nice stuff for a little bit of money. I let everybody else go do it, and then you gonna get sick of it because you always want the newest thing. Great, that works out for me. So I can go get all of it, and a lot of times I didn't snatch so much new stuff. I got stuff back in there with tags on it. Yeah, baby, I will clean up. Do you hear me? Do. And I don't ever have to worry about nobody having what I got on when I get to wherever I'm going. Ever. Not a version of what I'm wearing. Nothing. I don't have to worry about it at all. That's actually one of my gifts, y'all. I ain't even trying to be funny. But do you know how many people I've had to take to the Goodwill that were struggling or didn't really know how to manage their finances? It's always at Goodwill when I miss a few days. They be like, girl, where you been? That part. Y'all know how many mamas I done taught how to furnish their house so they could quit giving all their money to rent a center and errands and all of that? And Kittles and all the name, but what's Ashley? I said, you know they be having Ashley furniture. You bought it gently used. The people that buy stuff like that, they don't give it away messed up if you know where you're going. It ain't gonna have bed bugs or none of that, and it's gonna be in the same heavy dressers and everything else pumpkin. They will load that whole thing up if husbands say they can do a new bedroom and give it away. So you can go into Goodwill and get a whole living room suit, tables, lamps, everything for $200-300, and it's $7,000 worth of furniture. Come again, I'm on my way. When I became a mom, my mom taught me how to shop for my son at Goodwill. Once upon a child, I'm trying to tell you. To Walmart and Target, I stopped. Listen, you better go to the clearance rack first. Any store I go to, I don't care if it's a high dollar store. I'm going to the clearance rack first. Because I know I done already prayed God put something there that I really like. So it's going to be on the clearance rack because he knows that's where I'm going first. Even in Goodwill, I went to clearance. Even in Goodwill, I don't care. I'm going to the cheapest stuff first. I'm trying to tell you. And a lot of times at Goodwill, listen, my daughters already know. I told my daughters, I said, if you ever want to get really, really nice silverware, you start going to the Goodwill around September or October. You want some nice pots and pans? Like, say you buy your new set, but that ain't the set you're going to use all the time. You want some other stuff for like your everyday use. You go to the Goodwill because when people are entertaining, they buy new pots, they buy new silverware. And if they buy quality silverware, they don't like laying it out and it ain't no matches. So it might be missing, right? That's what I'm saying. It might be missing one butter knife. I don't give a damn about that. I just like the fact that I got some nice, heavy stainless steel silverware. I ain't worried about it. So I can go in there. They would used to be. I know they not no more for $1. I can get a whole set of silver for under $10. I'm talking about beautiful, heavy, nice silverware. These kids ain't about to do nothing but throw it in the trash anyway. First of all, I'm going to teach them how to eat with heavy, nice silverware at home. So when we go to the restaurant, they don't be acting like they ain't never held a real stainless steel spoon. Not the ones from the Dollar Tree, but the real ones, like when you go to a nice restaurant, you know, they spoons and forks and knives got weight to it. So that was a way for me to teach them at home. So when we went to nice restaurants, they already knew how to. They wouldn't about to say, "Why they so heavy?" I don't know. You used to using it at home. They don't care if it's mismatched. You hear me? Things like that. A couple years ago, I bought a bag of silverware for $8. I'm trying to tell you, and glassware too. Show do, girl. Listen, wall stuff, cause y'all gotta think. Kohl's, Ross, Marshalls, Target, Walmart. Once they get rid of like whatever they doing for the season, that stuff go right to Goodwill, babe. And I got cool with the girl so I can find out who do they deliveries and what day they doing. Cause I'll be up here as soon as y'all open. You said y'all stocking it tonight. Y'all get that truck back. It'll be out when? About 10? Oh, okay. Target gonna send all this spring stuff to Salvation Army, half to Salvation Army, half to Goodwill back. And it was a Salvation Army like right across from where I used to live, and the Goodwill was down the other way. I'm gonna spend 15 minutes in here because I don't really gotta look that hard in Salvation Army. It wasn't that big. Then I go straight down the way to the other one. I mean, yeah, Salvation Army. I'm being Goodwill about 6 hours. And pots and girl, cast iron, everything. Anything that you can imagine, God can put it at Goodwill. That's why I started shopping there. People like, I can't go in there. Well, why it seem like every time you go there? Because that's the only place that God can put everything I want. He's not going to put everything I want at Walmart. He's not going to put the couch I need, the pot I need. They only going to sell certain stuff. But if I think about it and ask God if it's in your will to let it be there, then I can leave with every single thing for every room in my house. If I need new rugs, if I need new blankets, and I ain't talking about used, brand new. I wanted a Keurig. And I was like, I don't want to spend $200 for a Keurig. I don't. And me and my husband was going through crazy stuff, so ex-husband. So I was like, yep, that's not a thing right now. Went to the Goodwill. It was a brand new one in there. You could tell the person maybe used it a couple times. Or it might have been I don't know. I don't know if it was a whatever it was. It wasn't beat up, it wasn't caked up, it wasn't nothing. $9. You can't get a coffee mate for $9. The little cheap one that they have in the hotel, that's more than $9. That little coffee mate with the little thing, that's more than $9, and I got a Keurig for $9 instead of 99 or 199. I'll take 9 for the win, Alex. And I can't even go. Yeah. Yeah. So young folks, you ain't got to go broke to have nice stuff. It might take a little bit more time to find it, but if you ask God to send it to you, He will. And I didn't show that to brag. I showed that to show you it don't cost a lot. Do not go into debt trying to impress people because they won't care. They going to talk about you when you go broke because you broke. So save your coins, find it on a deal, and don't be worried about all that. Because you can buy cheap things that are still quality. Like, it's a lot of cheap stuff on all the websites, right? But how long will that stuff last? When you could go get your baby some nice Levi's or some nice whatever, you know what I mean? And people say, I ain't buying my baby no used clothes. You don't know if your kid is the first kid to put that on. Parents go buy their kids' clothes and take them back after them kids and wear them a gazillion times. They about to put it right back on the thing. You don't know if somebody tried it on their kid in the dressing room and they just folded it and put it back up. You tripping. You act like you can't wash it. And from what I seen, at a Walmart somewhere recently on TikTok, baby. The bed bugs was crawling through the clothes. Y'all seen that? They was all in the men's. I don't know what section they was in, baby. Them bed bugs. She in the Walmart and they was all throughout. She moved. She said, "I know that ain't what I." It ran across the thing. Y'all seen it? This has been in the last week. It might have been North Carolina or Texas somewhere. Baby, the shirts was infested at Walmart. My baby took her school Christmas picture in Goodwill outfit today, and she was so cute. Come on. Did. Just because it's new don't mean it ain't infested. Baby, and I'm going to take it to the laundromat and throw it in there anyway, so. In my nearest town here in Montana, a lot of hotels are having troubles with them bed bugs. Interesting. Excuse me, that's why I don't like visiting, and that's why I don't like visitors. And now I know why my mama used to make us wash everything when we used to go spend the night over people's house. My mama would make us leave everything out on the back porch. I don't care who house we went to, even if she knew the people was clean. Leave your suitcase out there on the back, and I get out there, and at that time our washing machine, she'll just leave it out, and then she'll take it straight downstairs because we had a door from like the outside of the back of our house down to the washing machine. She'll take it straight in there and put it in the washing machine. She was not playing. And leave your bags and shoes, leave them shoes outside and everything. She was not playing none of that. That's why I spray with alcohol. I just don't visit, and I don't be wanting nobody to come over here. I know that's horrible. I just don't be wanting nobody to come over. No. Because folks that be visiting everybody, you just at everybody's house, you sitting on everybody's couch, like, And that's just me. But I always, like, Anyway, we wasn't even supposed to be going here. I don't know how we got all the way over here. We can just talked about random stuff. What was I going to say? That part. I have to travel a lot, so I have to be sure where I lay. Oh, yeah, that part. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah. A couple things. I don't even know how we got. I do know how we got over here, but I always be trying to help my little babies learn something new. So if they can learn a different way to shop and not be in debt or stressed out about stuff and be able to keep some of their money to themselves, it'll be okay. Oh, who remembers? Who? You said they sure was in the clothes. Who remembers? Who went and watched the show Exorcist? Who went and watched that show? And it was a specific episode, a couple, maybe two. 2 episodes I specifically wanted y'all to watch. Do y'all remember which ones they were? Anybody remember that the 2 episodes I wanted y'all to watch? There's two specific things that I talked about in, I don't know if it's like the first, it was probably between the first and the third show that I asked y'all to look for. Do anybody remember what that was? If not, it's okay. We look at a lot of stuff. Nephew, it's on, it was on Peacock, I think. Ain't it on Peacock, y'all? Is it on Peacock? They might have done changed it somewhere else. Anyway, I'm going to just tell y'all. So the two things that I asked y'all to look for, was what they do in Chicago. Remember when the guy put on blackface? First they dropped a crate of sticks. Remember? We talked about this? That they dropped crates of sticks. Pickup sticks in Chicago. Y'all remember we talked about this? That a lot of the people that be doing some of the hide and go seek games don't really be people of color. It be a person that got on blackface. Y'all remember me talking to y'all about this? But it was in the show. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all remember a couple months ago in Chicago when they had it all on the news that the train had stopped and broke down and people was just taking stuff? And I said that train didn't just break down. Y'all remember? That was months ago. Look at this. So if you know, you went and watched that show a long time ago. Listen.
The government puts guns and ammunition in Chicago alleyways and shit like that.
Okay, what you talking about, Sean? Sean talking about the freaks, bro. Stop doing that dumb ass shit. And I'm talking to the city, the government, whoever the us up like that, bro. What they do, Sean, let me tell you. Let me take some out. Let me calm down, because I got to get my point across, bro. Bro, what they do in Chicago is they have these freights, and they filled up with these guns, and they ride through these neighborhoods, these certain neighborhoods. Now, all of a sudden, the train don't work no more. Freight is a train. Do y'all don't work on a freight train? It don't work no more. This is a poor neighborhood. We trying to see what's in that motherfucker. It hit different. This is a poor neighborhood. What's in here? Guns? How? And it's not happening one time or two times. This shit is always happening, Sean.
Is it true that the
That's why they canceled that show. That show was showing exactly what be happening. Because wasn't Evil filmed supposed to be in Chicago too? Or was that New York? Evil was supposed to be in Chicago too. I know someone who was involved in that and they locked up now. Interesting. New York or both. Okay. It was Chicago. Okay. So when you go and you watch that episode, they literally drop a crate of guns, of sticks, in a Chicago neighborhood. Then the guy who's supposed to be a black male puts on this blackface suit, you know, how they be doing with the president or whatever. Puts the hands on, puts some clothes on, runs up to a dude. Now listen to this part. If you haven't seen this show, it's crazy. They've already been tracking the boy because I think he plays like football or basketball or something. They got his blood type and everything. They've been watching him. It's been a white van watching him. So this white van then watched him. He's standing out on the corner. Somebody then got unalived or something like that. Whatever it is. Long story short, the elite needed his liver and his organs, and his blood was the exact match to what they needed. So they put the sticks in this neighborhood, but that ain't what unalived him. It was a person that had on a black person's skin that unalived him. You said they did something like a drop off in the show Chi-Town too? Listen. They did 2 seasons. I don't know how many of Chi-Town they did. They did 2 seasons of The Exorcist, and it was a wrap after that. They wasn't letting that go down because it literally told you what be happening with the popes and everything. It's crazy. Real crazy. Very. Anyway. So, I have a question. What are you watching me on? Not the app. What are you watching me on? That's that part, Risha. Mm-hmm. Them be the crimes that can't never find a suspect. Because the suspect wasn't. You're watching me on your phone. On your phone. LCD. On your phone or TV or phone. Car phone, TV. Phone right now. Tablet. My iPhone. Okay. What's the name of that thing called? What's another name for that? Like if you're calling in to do something, they say, do you have your blank with you? Or is the blank on? What's the word that goes there? Device. Do you have your device on? Is the device on? It don't matter if it's headphones or whatever. Is your device on? Well, we agree that they will ask you that if you're trying to get the TV or whatever else it is. Even with your TV, if you're trying to, the new smart TVs, they say, is your device on? Right? That's normally what they say. Can you look up the definition of device for me? Give me all that it says. All the definitions of device. Can you give them to me? I think it's 3 or 4. Please. I need coffee. Thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical, electrical equipment. Okay, that's good. Something else I'm looking for. A plan, method, or trick with a peculiar aim. What's the other one? I need all of these. I need the one Queen said, and I need the one Sarah said. It's another one too. What's the other one? Go to Webster's for me, y'all. What's Webster's definition of device? A drawing or design. Okay. Nothing else? It should be like 3. Check a couple other sources and see if there's another one, please. In legal terms, a device is a plan or deceit to trick people. Ooh. Something devices or contrived, devised or contrived to deceive, basically, right? Or to lure or to trap, in a sense. Did y'all look at all the synonyms of device? Look at the synonyms of, a scheme to deceive. What are some other synonyms of device? To mask. Y'all seeing something? A scheme, invention, or plot. A jig or a gambit. Interesting. Why? To trick. Interesting. So they give us an appliance that deceives us, that entraps us. What do the police say? We need your what? What do your wife or husband say? We need your what? What do your mama and daddy say? We need your what? To plot, scheme, or ploy. If people want to know if you're telling the truth, what do they ask you for? Your device. Give me your iPad. You said like when they devise a plan. Let me see your device. And most people get tricked up through their device. Most people get addicted to things that they're not supposed to through their device. There are people that have lost their lives because what they put on their device or what is in their device. They have saw things that they weren't supposed to see because of their device. What do they say people now have because they're online too much? They're on their devices too much. Is it called brain rot? Artificial. I don't know what that is. They kicked you out. Interesting. A device is a vice. Y'all picked that up? You said brain rot, eye rot, carpal tunnel. So your brain is not working, your eyes are not working, and your hands are not working. Those are all things you need to do to keep busy, don't you? You need your eyes, your brain, and your hands to keep busy instead of being idle, do you not? People are now addicted to their devices. Even toddlers are addicted to the devices. Interesting. Implement fabric tendency. Interesting. Ain't that crazy? You said that's why I love you. Ain't that crazy though? The root word for device, French, devils. or devise, which means division, separate, wish, or desire. Hold up! What? The root word for the word device is the old French word devis or devis, which means division, separation, wish, or desire. And all four of those things happen when you got this in your hand. There are marriages and families that have broken up over what is on their device. There are people that fulfill desires on their device. And looking at other people's lives make people wish they lived a different way. Baby, listen. Okay. Now, second word, and I'm going to run to the restroom real quick and make me some coffee. Second word, please. And this time I need you to go look at a map as well. You got me? We've read about this place before, and we was going to do it yesterday. Media. What happened in media? Who is famous in the Bible or history from media? Ancient media. Where is media now? Who lived there? Who did they worship in media? What was the life like in media? I want to tell y'all thank you for every single thing that you all have ever sent me. I know I be making jokes about it being a lot because it really is a lot, but I am grateful for everything. I promise I am. Sometimes I don't remember the stuff y'all sent, but I'm grateful for it all. It was near Armenia. Interesting. When I get home later on, I'm going to get it. Okay. You said this just tells me we need to put down our devices. Well, hopefully over here, if you have your device in your hand, you're getting information and you're reading. I'll keep it coming. It's our pleasure. Oh. No. 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 See, I went to a whole other place. No. No. The Medes, there we go. We gonna call them Psi. Who united the Median tribes into a powerful kingdom. Okay. Good job. Vice means immoral or wicked behavior. Device. Interesting. I love it here. The plan was to have us addicted so we can't function. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You got me. I was studying earlier today, and I thought about Isabel because I was reading something, and then I had to come in here and get my Literature of the East book, right? So I took a few notes because I was journaling, and then I went somewhere else. Okay. Now, these are just thoughts. This is not nothing that is set in stone, but I be trying to show y'all kind of how when God is telling me things, how he gives it to me. It's not always lined all the way out. Sometimes it's like a brainstorm chart. Remember I talked to y'all about that? Huh? I talked to y'all about like he'll just throw words at me and different things like that, and I got to go looking it up. It's like a seed, and then I have to grow the seed, right? So I can't remember what I was reading. I was reading something earlier. Anyway. What's the first 4 letters in medicine? M-E-D-I. Medi. Medi. Or Medis. Right? So I was reading about the Mediterranean. And I heard the middle terrain. Mediterranean, the middle terrain. The Mediterranean is the middle terrain between Russia and Europe. Meta, right. You hear me? Okay? Between like Europe and all of that. And Africa. It's the Mediterranean is the middle terrain between those two areas. Right? Do you realize that would make that Middle Earth? Not inside the earth. Because think about this. Medi was a son of Jay. Listen. Where do we know the dinosaurs started at for sure? Where did they get off the boat at? Where did the ark land? In Turkey, somewhere in between Turkey and, wasn't it like somewhere in Turkey or close to that? Crazy enough, beginning with Medi is also Medici, one of the most powerful, influential families in the world. Okay. Isn't it in somewhere like Turkey, in between Turkey and somewhere else? It's Turkey. So the dinosaurs that were on the boat got off the boat in Turkey. Can I ask you a question? Has anybody ever seen, I think it's called The Lost World, that used to come on Saturday mornings? Was it called The Lost World, or The Land After Time, or The Land Before Time, or The Land of something? It wasn't a cartoon, it was a real show, like in the 80s or something like that. It used to come on after all the cartoons on Saturday. And they be running from the dinosaurs and building houses up in the things and stuff. Is it The Land of the Lost? Okay. Y'all remember that show? What if that is just white people telling you what they saw when they got to Africa in the 1600s, 1700s? Because if you go back and watch the show, all of what is in that show is in Africa. We didn't think it was Africa because they've never showed us the lush parts of Africa. But once you see the lush parts of Africa and then the desert and the caves and all of that, you put two and two together. If you go, okay, do me a favor. Excuse me. Go look for dinosaurs in hieroglyphs and petroglyphs real quick, please. Ancient roots of the modern world. This book was written in 1993. I'm gonna just read the preface. Y'all know I normally don't do that. While y'all going to look, I'm gonna read this to y'all. It says, this book is about fossils and about Africa. Thanks to the generous support of the National Geographic Society, most of it is based on my experiences in fieldwork excavating fossils on the African continent. But it is about more than bones dug from the earth. It is also about the people of Africa and how their legacies have shaped their lives. and it is about how such a thing as an expedition to find the ancient bones of the past can be put to use now to help build the future. The fossils in this book are those of dinosaurs and the animals that live with them, weird crocodiles, strange mammals, and more familiar beasts such as frogs and turtles. It is the whole suite, the once living community, that is most important, but dinosaurs catch the imagination first. Dinosaurs and Africa are two subjects that have a strange, if not sinister, appeal. Dinosaurs are scary giants. Africa is a dark continent. Those perceptions of dinosaurs and of Africa are partly myth, partly true. Nevertheless, they appeal. The appeal they engender seems to be enduring for each. They are both exciting, true enough, but the view of Africa as the dark unknown is an old idea indeed. Africa is no longer as it was in the 19th century. How could it be? While some things seem to change, in reality, almost everything does. In Africa, as elsewhere, it is important to appreciate the past and to enjoy the present. It is necessary to build for the future. Does digging for fossils in Africa fit that bill? You bet it does. Now, I'm going to do something real quick. So the man that wrote this book is a paleontologist. For John Hopkins, right? Along with the National Geographic Society, which we know is in connection with the Smithsonian, right? They're all one entity, basically. They're all the archaeologists and paleontologists. I just wanted to make sure. So, with that, this man wrote this book in 1993. I'm thinking. Is it 1993? 1993. Okay? These two books Half Hours in the Far East. This was written in 1883. Right? So what is that, 110 years difference? From 1883 to 1993. Right? That's what? Like 100 or 90 years? 90 years, excuse me. Right? Is it 90? Because 1883 to 1993. Is that 100? That's like, is it 100? It's over. It's 100 and, y'all do the math for me. How many years is that? That's 100, right? Or 90. Something like that. Whatever it is. It's 1883 to 111. Is it 111? 1883 to 1993. That's 111 years, right? Or 110. Is it 110? It's 110, right? Did I say it right at first? Anyway, moving on. 110. Okay, making sure. All right, my math is tripping. Give me a minute. It'll click. Anyway, so in 1883, folks still didn't know a lot about Africa. In 1883, still did not know a lot about Africa in 1883. I know you got this book. You got all four of them that's right there. We getting to it. Give me a second. Look, you did so when you did that. This is all the cities of Giant Bayshan. Okay, I'm about to show you something. This was written in, thank you so much, Pumpkin, 1891. Okay? 1891 and 1883. In this book, this man is so enamored by what the ancients did and the people that are still living there, that are the indigenous people, in 1891 and in 1893 and in 1993. So 100 years later, now what, 120, 30 years later, 1993, yeah, because my son about to be 30. So 140 years later, roughly, with these now, 130, 140 years later, still do not understand the culture and how certain things are done. Okay. I'm going somewhere with this. I know y'all think this is crazy. So how can you be the original people if you still, we can go look at books. You still don't figure, you don't like, I could go certain places and I would know certain things not to do just because it's inbred in us not to. It don't matter where we go in the world. Certain things, because they have been passed down from generation. Okay, prime example. Anywhere you go and there's a melanated community with people with curly hair, are you going to see French braids and some kind of beads and adornments on their hair? It don't matter if you go to Colombia. It don't matter if you go to Panama. It don't matter if you go to Brazil. It don't matter if you go to Zimbabwe. It don't matter if you go to Ethiopia. It don't matter if you go to Sudan. It don't matter if you go to. You gonna see some braided and beaded hair, baby. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see a lot of embroidered patterns, intricate patterns, and if you look at the patterns. Prime example, we talked about this with the American Indians. I said, why is everybody trying to act like the American Indians are not doing the African rain dances? Why are they trying to act like the totem poles that the American Indians had are not the same totem poles that's everywhere in Africa and in Asia? Why are they acting like the rain sticks that the American Indians had are not the rain sticks that were in Africa over 5,000 years ago? The wearing of the teeth of the animal that you cut in a necklace that you unalived, and the skins of the animal because nothing went to waste. The same harps and strings, they started somewhere else, but it all looks the same. You can go a lot of different places in Africa, and when they are doing their tribal dances, they have elaborate costumes where the headdress is made out of feathers and this and that, and they have made a type of boot. No. No. Huh? Beadwork. Africa has some of the most intricate beadwork in the world. Just by what they have over there and they make beads out of. What are the Indians known for? The indigenous people? What are they known for? The American Indians and the Mayas and the Aztecs, what they known for too? Have you all seen how Africans in different remote villages keep their meat? Have y'all seen Inyako on TikTok? Anybody? She lives, I think, in Sudan, or I can't remember where she lives. But she lives in, do you guys know who Inyako is? You said we know where we got our trade beads from. We never claimed we started it. Do you know what a $5 Indian is, Rihanna? Were you here when we talked about a $5 Indian? Have you ever done your research on that? Yeah? Okay. All right. So, no, she's not a model. She's not a model. She's just a lady that lives over in an African country. And if you look at how they prepare their meat and different things that they do, you'll see it. You will see it. Big time. Right? So, this gets us to, yes, this gets us to where we're going. I know you're like, CERCA all over the place. No, I'm bringing it back home. So, thank you for those tea of y'all. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. When they came from the Cold Lands, right? And they went down into where it was warm and where the Dothraki were and all of that, right? Near the coastline where they was, you could tell it was Egypt and, you know, those areas where they was at. Oh, you don't want to send me the pants? Kayla, thank you. Kayla, I've been trying to figure it out. I wore the other ones already too. Thank you. We've been trying to figure it out. Girl, thank you. We've been trying to, and do, let me, your nephew, see, this the thing. Your cousin sent me some shoes. I showed y'all the other day. I got to do this very carefully. Good thing you can hold 400 pounds. You see your nephew, your cousin sent me these, so I went on and did that. With my ashy ankles, did. Went on. I said, not that they came the day after. I don't know how you knew, but thank you, because they match. And I've been having this crap hoodie that I had got, but I hadn't had nothing to wear with it. So y'all all got me together. Thank you. I appreciate it. And see, then your other auntie, we just went through this. She sent me a bag about 2 years ago that I could definitely rock with my, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love y'all. Y'all keep me together. Auntie I got my lithiumeter. I took it out. And then Queen sent me my cup. So, you know what I mean? I'm very grateful for you all. Thank you for making sure that even though I don't leave the house, I can be fashionable online and I don't have to wear a robe every day. I don't know if y'all be trying to tell me, Auntie, it's okay. You can not look like you just rolled out of bed every morning. Even though we know God ain't gonna let you out the house. He's not gonna let me out. All right. So, I'm going somewhere with this. I know y'all think I'm crazy. Okay. Who is Terah in the Bible? Who is Terah in the Bible? Thank you, Pumpkin. Excuse me. He has a famous son. Right. I said in the Bible. Yeah. Oh, I sure did. Name you Terah. Oh. Yes. Who is Terah? Abraham's father. Abram. Right. He wasn't Abraham yet. Right. Abram's father. Terah. Can you tell me where Tehran is? Mm-hmm. Where is Tehran or Tehran? Where is that? Hey. Where is Tehran or Tehran? Where is it? Iran. What's the other name for Iran? Yeah. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Uruk is Iraq. And is probably Iran. Okay. 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 Let's do this right. Okay. Can you tell me if there was ever a time or if there is a record of Terah, Abraham's father, and another ruler or person making a allegiance with each other? You might not find it, you might. Matter of fact, can you tell me who was present when Abraham was born? Let's do that real quick. And that's in Jasher, if you don't know. Can you tell me who was present at Jasher? At Abraham's birth? Nimrod was there. Who else was there? Noah. Was Noah there? Or was he alive? He was alive, right? No, not alive. Who was there? Jasher tells us who came. Or a couple people, anyway. You'll be able to tell me, Phaedra. Jasher. It's in the first couple chapters. I don't think it's before chapter 10. You can read it online. It's like a scavenger hunt today. Nimrod was there. It didn't say nobody. I thought it was a couple people there. Wasn't it? They only spoke on Nimrod. I thought it were several people there. We might have read it, or I might have read it somewhere else where it actually gave the names, if it's not in Jasher. Have a good day. The Conjurers. Okay. So. Okay, so then never mind. I did read it somewhere else where it says some other names. Okay, that's fine. I probably read it somewhere else where it said who else was there. Okay. So we know for a fact that somewhere now where was Nimrod the king of? What was he what did he start? Nimrod. What cities did he start? Right. Right. So basically, ancient Mesopotamia, Nimrod started. Canaan, a lot of them other areas around in that area was his stuff, right? Y'all agree? Basically, what all is ancient Mesopotamia or the Mediterranean right now? Y'all agree? Those are all Mediterranean cities, right? No? Y'all agree? These are all Mediterranean cities. Ancient Mesopotamia is now what we call the Mediterranean. Yes? Okay. Two things. Middle terrain or Medes and Terra. You know how if two people formed an alliance, they might rename the area? Like this is ruled by the Medes and the people that came from Terra, like the Mediterranean. The Medes and Tehran. Abraham's dad was a well-off man. Remember, he had big, huge statues. He had a whole statue room. He was not a broke dude. Y'all remember that, right? He was like a royal person. This is why the king, Nimrod, remember, he had a whole place for the gods, and the gods, big old gods, fell over, and the priests and all of these people used to. So he was like an elite. So 9 times out of 10, if he had a big temple like that, he was over some people. You see what I'm saying? He was an Adamite, right? He was best friends with the king, right? So he was royalty. So if the line that ended up becoming Abraham's line and the Medes either married their children or whatever else, it would have been run by Medes and Terra or Tehran, the Mediterranean. This could have been and I'm not saying for sure, I'm just telling y'all where I was looking into, right? So then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. Middle Earth, Middle Earth, Middle Earth. Can you go look up this? So I looked up a Lord of the Rings map. I know y'all probably think I'm crazy, but just go with me. I looked up, because after I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute. I looked up a Lord of the Rings map that's supposed to be fictitious. Right? You said Tehran is the capital of Iran. Right, Iran. Right. Right, Auntie. You getting where I'm going. Iran. Right. Tehran. So, and you know Nimrod started all of these places. You hear me, Auntie? You getting what I'm saying now. But look up ERIADOR and tell me what you see. Oh, yes, it's about to, listen. Look up ERIADOR, Iridor. Tell me what come up. Iridor map. Please. Y'all see it? Y'all didn't find nothing? It said Eriador was a large region in the northeast of Middle Earth. This is from Lord of the Rings, right? We getting into Tolkien. Here we go. What is this? What is this? Right here, this. Eriadu is in the Middle East. Ancient Mesopotamia, or what we would call the Mediterranean now. So in Lord of the Rings, Eriador is not Eriadu. It was in Middle. Eriador is Middle Earth. Eriadu is ancient Mesopotamia or Middle Earth. The Mediterranean, the middle terrain. Eriador, Eriadu. Was there not giants in Eriador? There was giants in Eriadu too. And their castles were made out of stone, like in Petra. You mean there were cities underneath the mountains? You mean like the pyramids? You mean like Petra and all of the other places over there that's built into the rock, and you don't even know that it's a whole city under there, and they are mining diamonds and gold, and they have electricity down there and everything. You said what now? Middle Earth is ancient Mesopotamia. Eriadu is Eriador. And if you go look at it, you got old Bibles. Go look up where and all of Canaan and all of that was. Go look it up, please. You got an old Bible. We all got one of them old white Bibles in the back. Go look up. Get the Lord of the Rings map and just flip it and see if anything line up to you. Because remember, the giants lived like... let me get it. Just do it, CERCA. Just do it. They've been playing in our face. Hold on. Let me get a better look at it. Here we go. Ooh. This is where the giants was. Bashan, see? The Hittites, Sidon, Sidonia, right? The Canaanites. This is all that whole area where the giants was at. This, right? If you look at this map and where they say Eriador is, This is Iridor. Right where the water is, baby. This is Iridor. See that little lake in the middle right there? See that? See this little lake in the middle right there? And then see that little body of water? You see it? Right? Now watch this. See that little lake in the middle right there? See that little water lake? See this little body of water? See that little lake in the middle right there? You see it? And see the little one right here? They just twisted the map, pumpkin. Do you see it now? Do you see it now? See it? See the little hook right here? See this? See this little body of water to go back? See this right here? You see it? See this little hook right here? You see these little... Iridor is Eridu. The Middle Earth is ancient Mesopotamia. That's why there was giants and witches and dinosaurs and dragons, because that's where they was created at. This is why is so infatuated with that certain area and why there are wars being fought over it right now, because they know that they're selling us Tolkien, but they're really telling us the biblical stories. That's why they over there fighting for Nimrod's body now. And all the other caves and the bones of the beings. Hello. Y'all saw the map too, didn't you? Or y'all seen it? That's why I asked y'all to go look up the map of the place. And then go get your old Bible and put it right there. You about to see something. Iridor is Eridu and and all of that. Exactly like if we go to Norse mythology, Erd from Norse mythology is because that's where the Nephilims are too. But we ain't even done. Ain't that crazy? Is y'all amazed? Because I was. You said the nerd in me is spazzing out. I told y'all they be telling you don't believe the Bible and then sell it to you in a movie. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy though? Do y'all think that's crazy? Mm-mm. They play in our faces all day. Okay. So, I finally, and y'all probably went and found this. I never found it, but I remember we had a class about it. Or maybe we did talk about it and I just don't remember. So, y'all remember we were studying about Sennacherib? And we was trying to figure out, is it son of a cherub? I don't know if y'all found it, but I went ahead and looked again today because it came up in a story that I was reading this whole looking into whatever. And it means sin has replaced the brothers. Where do we know that happened? Sin has replaced the brothers. Sin has replaced the brothers. the fallen angels. Sin in the place where God had sons, there's no sons there because those sons sinned. And they were trapped here. The watchers, the judges. Sin has replaced the brothers. Who were the rulers of ancient Mesopotamia and ancient Iran and all of that? Were they giants? All the old rulers, were they giants? Who was the giants' daddies? The watchers who were brothers that sinned, and now where God had sons, there is sin in that place, or they are no longer connected to him because they are the brothers that sinned, are they not? Are they not sons of the brothers that sinned? The sons of the brothers and the sons and daughters of the brothers that sinned wanted to do what over humans? Thank you. What was their whole goal to become kings and all of that? What did they want to do? Rule over who? They wanted to rule over God's people, right? Since God exalted man over angels, the brothers that fell and fell with the women were going to exalt their children over regular humans, yes or no? What does the Bible say about a good name? It's better than riches. The Akkadians were who? The sons of Akkad. What does it say about the sons of Akkad? Can you tell me what it says about the size of the sons of Akkad? It says they were giants. They were tall as the trees of Lebanon. The sons of Akkad were as tall as the trees of Lebanon. And Sennacherib was an Akkadian. Sennacherib was an Akkadian. It says the Akkadians were as tall as the trees of Lebanon. And Sennacherib means sin has replaced the brothers. Who are the brothers that sinned? The fallen angels. Who are their kids? The kids that are as tall as the trees in Lebanon. The Bible talks about Sennacherib and Shalmaneser or Shalmaneser. I don't know how to say his name. Shalmaneser or Shalmaneser, however you say him, the third. He was an Akkadian too. And he's in the Bible. And the city that he lived in was Sidon. You know where Sidon is if you got an old Bible and it got an old map in it. That's Sidonia, right above Bashan. Who lived in Bashan? We know the Hittites were giants. Og was giants. We know the Sidonians were giants. We know the Canaanites were giants, right? This is Sidon up here, Sidonia up here. Bashan, giants. Sidonians was giants. The Canaanites was giants. The Hittites was giants. We know that. We know the Ammonites were giants. You know they lived in Media too, right? Y'all remember where Naaman got trapped up at? Y'all remember it says she had the giants and their daddies? Y'all remember? Yep. If you have the book of Lamech of Cain, can you go read about the city where she kept getting lost at real quick? What it describes. I gotta run to the restroom, y'all. And while you're doing that, can you look up CINE and tell me what the definition of it is? Like the ending part of medicine. CINE. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. All right. Y'all looked it up? It means cinema, right? It means cinema. Cine is come to ruin, destruction, the grave, cremation in Latin dictionaries. It also means movie too, right? Are you looking cine? CINE. It means come to ruin, destruction, and the grave. Come to ruin, destruction, and grave, burned. Come to ruin, destruction, grave, and dead. CINE. Medicine prescriptions are written in what? What language are prescriptions written in? Latin. So in Latin, the ending of medicine means come to ruin, destruction, grave, or dead. Now, what is the root word for pharmacy? Excuse me. And what is its meaning? Y'all should know this by heart. As much as we talk about it. Pharmakia. And it means what? Witchcraft, incantation, spells, poison, the like. Okay. So you go to the doctor to get medicine. The root word for that is spell, incantation, poison, whatever else. In Latin, sin, CINE, means come to ruin, destruction, the grave, dead, or creation. CINE. And it's in cursive, right? CINE. Could be pronounced sine, right? It doesn't have to be sin. It could be sine or sinna. Right? CINE could be sinna. right? We know because it's cinema. You know, I just got a bottle of that eye drops. What eye drops? There's eye drops called Cinna. Cinna. Like Sennacherib. Like Senna. They just switched the words. SENNA and CINE have relevance. I'm going to tell you why. Listen. Did the angels and their children come to ruin? They came to destruction. And a lot of them got burned at the Tower of Babel, did he not? And the Titan War was nuclear war. They ruined the earth. They were the first weapons of mass destruction, and they killed a lot of people, did they not? You said Senna Casagran is a herb that empties the colon. Interesting. What happens when you die? What happens to your colon? It empties when your muscle relax. Interesting. Interesting. You said my mind and eyes right now. Interesting. See how they play in our face? Cinna, CINE, and its meaning is almost the exact as SENNA. It just means the brother, has replaced the brothers, is what Sennacherib means. Sin replaced the space that the angels, the watchers, the people, they literally said, we getting ready to sin against God. Did they not? So was Sennacherib named that because he was one of the sons of the brothers that sinned. And it said that the Akkadians were as tall as the trees of Lebanon. And we know that the people that were as tall as the trees or taller were the sons and daughters of the fallen angels, who would have been the brothers that sinned against God. And they replaced being able to be in God's face with sin. You picked that up, Kim? You got that? You got that, Headsmata? You got that, Niqua? Y'all picked that up? God talked about having a good name. He didn't have one. You're one of the sons of the bastard children of God. You're one of the sons. So God disowned them, so then they came here and tried to make it like they was big in front of people. And everything that came with them was destruction. and death and chaos, ruin. The Medes were sons of them too. The people that founded the Mediterranean area. And we know Tehran and Terra have a lot to do with each other. This is also the Middle Kingdom, the Middle Earth, from Russia and all of that. If you're trying to get to Africa, that is the middle point if you don't want to go on the water. See it? Middle Earth. To get from the north down here to south, you gotta go through this. This is Jerusalem, Iran, Egypt, Syria. This is all the Mediterranean. It's the middle terrain between the two continents. So if I wanted to go from South Africa up to Russia, here go the Middle East right here. But it's really the Mediterranean or the middle terrain. And we know that Terah, Abraham's daddy, was best friends with the king of this area. So could Tehran be named after Terah, which is Abraham's dad, who would have been in this area because Nimrod is the one that was ruling over this area right here. Medes and Terah strike a deal. The middle terrain, the Mediterranean, Middle Earth. Now that you know, when you go and look at this right here, and you go back and you look at that the map, when you go back and look at the map, this is that little body of water in there. They showing you in token where they was at. Midgard. Ain't it called Midgard in Norse mythology? Midgard, Mediterranean, the middle terrain, Middle Earth, Midgard. This area was guarded, was it not? Heavily by giants. So if you was trying to come this way down, you had to go through Canaan. Remember, people used to be trying to get through there. And they had gated cities, did they not? That were massive. The Middle Guard, Midgard, Mediterranean, the middle terrain, Middle Earth, where there's these huge castles with walls you can't climb. You got to fly over them. Ain't that what was in Jericho and Canaan, Jerusalem, Sidonia, and all of that? Is it? In Turkey and all of that? Ain't that where, in Persia? You said there are a lot of organic compounds, synthetic chemicals, and medicines with sine in their name. Why would they name a medicine after something that means come ruin or come to ruin, destruction, the grave, dead, and cremation? Why would they name something that's supposed to keep you alive after that? And Senna in Akkadian is sin. Sin, cherub. Sennacherib means sin has replaced the brothers. Cherubs are what? Angels. Technically, son of a cherub would have worked too when we were thinking about what that name meant. Because one of those angels could have been a cherub. And they were as tall. How tall are the trees in Lebanon? How tall are the trees of Lebanon? The cedars of Lebanon. How tall do it say they are? They're tallest trees because it's meant to destroy you. Okay, Keish. It said 120 feet. So the Akkadians were 120 feet tall, is what the Bible just told us, basically. Ain't that what they just said? If they were as tall as the cedars of Lebanon, and the cedars of Lebanon are 120 feet tall, then that means that the 120 tall or more. Got it. So that means the shortest of them, we'll say, or the average Akkadian height was 120 feet tall. And you wonder why they want to get in there. You said you saw something that was 400 plus? Would that line up with what Enoch said? How tall did Enoch say that the original giants were? The first race of giants. How tall were they? $450 feet tall. That's exactly right, Shay. Easter Island. Who remembers me telling you that they built life-size statues of themselves? How tall are the statues? Not the heads, but the whole bodies on Easter Island. We looked it up before. Several hundred, 71 feet to several hundred, 25 to 70, 9 to 24, and then the irregular human 5 to 6 feet. So the picture that I show y'all all the time about the statues in Egypt when they were sitting down, it said those statues are 60 feet in the air. How tall are they? Sitting? Do you think this is accurate if a person is 120 feet tall or even 80 feet tall? She's at his knees. Do you think that would be accurate? How big is a body that's 120 feet tall? Could it be this big? Or 200 feet? Because this guy could easily be 70. Because these are 6 feet right here. 5 to 6 feet right here. So he's easily 70 feet tall. And he's probably a good 100 to 200, probably. This is a regular sized human. Right there. These are 6-foot men. They're on horses right there. How big are these guys? Regular sized men climbing up the rock. His head is that big and he's even bigger. Same thing. These were the leaders of Egypt and and Iraq and Iran and Persia, Greece. Okay? These are life-size statues, no matter what nobody tell you. You wonder how they were able to build those big old rocks. This is how. The massive rocks that are in Canaan and and Iraq now that nobody can move. If the Bible tells us that the sons of Akkad were taller than the trees in Lebanon, and they were 120 feet tall, that would be exactly like them making the walls that we make for our highway right now, or the gated bricks that are around a nice neighborhood. Brick masons move big bricks and make big walls. But if I'm 120 feet tall, go look at the rocks that fell at the Wailing Wall or around Jerusalem, and tell me if you think 120 foot person could pick that up like how guys would pick up a brick now. A 450 foot tall person could easily build Jericho, because it would be like me going outside and getting a load of bricks delivered and building a fence right now. This is why God always talked about the walled cities, that they felt like nobody could penetrate. This is why when you look on Lord of the Rings and even in Petra, when people are walking up to the door, people look like grasshoppers. This is why our army is still fighting over these areas. Because from the book that T of Yah sent me, Noah was 210 feet tall, and they already knew where he was buried and his sons. Seth's grave too. So I'm on the phone for work, and a patient's son called and said they got an email saying Tier 4 medications can only be filled 30 days at a time. No more 90-day refills.
Did we talk about it? Did we talk about it? Did we talk about it? Did we talk about it?
So you mean to tell me that God gave us a 2-year head start before you can no longer, and you know that's going to trickle down, get a 90-day supply of certain medication? Huh? Let me go put these shoes up. Y'all know I don't wear shoes all day. This was for y'all. They going back in the box. I need my flip-flops. I feel confined. Is that what you telling me? That's what you said to me? You said God told us in 22 to start getting 90 days because in a minute we wasn't going to be able to do that. And you just said today, Tier 4 medication, you won't be able to get 90-day supplies no more. You're only going to be able to get it for 30 days. So then if then in the next 30 days there's no medicine, then what happens? Interesting. God is amazing. I'm just going to say that. This is why we used to be all over the place. This is why people used to come in and just say random information because it wasn't random. You hear me? None of it was random. Even this information that we studying right now, no idea why he had me looking into all this. It literally, I looked at one thing, media, and then he had me look up device. And I'm like, I know what a device is. He said, go look it up. I said, oh, wait a minute. And then he had me go look up media. Well, I know about media because Tobit went to media. I went and started looking up, and then Medi and Medis. And I'm like, wait a minute, medicine. And then he told me to go look up CINE. You see what it came up to. And then he told Sennacherib. I'm like, Sennacherib. What does that mean? Sin has replaced the brothers. That's it. I said, look it up. Girl. And that's how I got over here to Shalmaneser, however you say his name is. He was a giant. Then Sidon. We know Sidon was a giant because Sidon was one of the people I think that went with Nimrod. Sargon, all of them is right in there together. Sargon was a giant as well. We know this. Well, we know Nimrod and Gilgamesh is running neck and neck as the same person, so that makes sense. Can I ask you a question? If we know that the men of Acadia or Medes were giants, we know this. Their fathers was angels. What did their daddies teach their mothers? What was the first thing that they taught them? Magic, which is the root word for medicine. I don't know. You would have to look that up. Do y'all see how this is all running together? Cenna in Akkadian is sin. Sin leads to what? Destruction, death, ruin. You mean the same definition in Latin for C-I-N-E? So sin, S-I-N, leads to death, destruction, ruin, hellfire, which is cremation. S-I-N. But C-I-N-E in Latin is the exact same thing. And then if we go back to the Akkadian language, S-E-N-N-A means sin. And we know that the giants' fathers sinned against God when they went to the women, and they were brothers, and their children brought destruction to the earth. How is it that sin, sinna, and sinne or sinni all have the same meaning? C-I-N-E, S-I-N, and S-E-N-N-A are all the same. Make that make sense. How do you know what medicine to take if you don't go to the doctor? Where do you see medicine put? How do you? They not slick. How do you know about a medicine most times? If you're gonna question your doctor about a medicine, if they didn't tell you about it, how do you learn about it? Where do you see it at? Commercials, which is considered cinema. Aren't commercials considered cinema? Cinema is something you watch, right? What's the Bible say about these? Media. There goes that word again. So cinema and media have a lot to do with each other. It's the gateway to the soul. Interesting. How many people's eyes have led them to sin, or led them to death, or led them to ruin, or led them to destruction? How did the angels fall? With the women. What led them away? There's a specific word, and I think Genesis 3. It's a 3-letter word, right? But what's the letter word? It said they what? Saw. It says the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were comely and beautiful. They saw. Sinne. Because the moment they saw, they sinned. S-I-N. But sinne or sinna, C-I-N-E, means destruction, death, ruin. And that's exactly what happened when they saw. They sinned. Cinema is something you see. And most times, if you see it, interesting. There's a Senna in Hunger Games as a designer for the entertainers, for the elite. Interesting. Cinema, exactly. They saw cinema. You looking at it. You said laugh out loud just as I was typing it. That part. So Senna Cherub is a son of one of the brothers that fell when they saw the women moving around like on a movie. Because do you remember, what do you do when you go to the movies? What's the word? You say we getting ready to a movie. Cine is movie theater in Spanish. Interesting. You watch. How did the watchers get into sin? They were watching the women. Cinema. They had to watch from afar, because remember it said they had been watching from on high on the mountain, and they went down the mountain. How do we watch a movie? We be on top, up at the top, watching the movie that's down at the bottom, just like how the angels was watching the women from up high down low, was they not? Like they was on the screen. And them watching caused them to sin. And that sin or sinna or cinema brought them and the earth destruction. And Sennacherib means sin has replaced the brothers. The show they was watching. You said, I'm so sick of this deceit. words. And when he tell you just one word, because I got from all of this from device. Device. But think about it. The angels devised a plan that caused them to sin, and sin is death and destruction and chaos and fire. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just let that sit on y'all taste buds for a minute, because is that not crazy? Y'all didn't know. Y'all was like, where is CERCA going? None of this makes any sense. No, it does. But I told y'all this is how he do with my brainstorm web. And by the time I'll be like, oh my God, wait a minute. The sons of the brothers who sinned were the rulers. And one of them literally has that in his name. Sin has replaced the brothers. Their children, every time they looked at them, they realized that, yeah, I love my kid, but this kid is what separated me from God. Son of one of the brothers that sinned against God. Because their children replaced their commune with God. He cut them off. You don't think it was bittersweet for the angels to look at their kids? You hear me? Crazy, right? That wordplay be something, don't it? And do you realize I got to all of this by device, and I ain't even got all the way in there yet. This was just like 20, 30 minutes of me looking up, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got so many screenshots on my phone, it's not even funny. Names that we know from the Bible. You said I would understand why God would want to destroy the grid. Yeah. What happened? Wait a minute, what I miss? My mind is blown every time a clue comes together. Come on. Ain't this crazy though, y'all? Now do you see why God says his people are going to perish for the lack of knowledge? Because even one word like medicine. Now understand why we see the Paramount Pictures duplicated. Exactly what they did, right? That brings me to another thing. Y'all know that the Disney Plus sign and Starlink are pretty much the same logo? Have y'all peeped that? If you haven't, go check it out real quick. Ow. Starlink and Disney Plus is pretty much the same logo. Y'all see it? Because we going somewhere with that too. I said Starlink is just backwards. Okay. Starlink and the Disney logo are the same. I was looking at it. I said, that's the. Wait a minute. Could it be an upside down cross? Because the stars had humans sacrificing and abusing children before the age of consent, did it not? You said also all the plus signs on the apps in that magic book. Okay, here we go. The fallen angels had humans sacrificing babies to them, did they not? They also did incantations into their children, did they not? And called down evil spirits to possess their children, did they not? Nimrod and his mother were a couple. How many times have we seen in Disney that the TV dad was touching the TV kid? How many times are we now hearing that Disney child stars went through sexual abuse? You mean the same? How many times have we heard that a Disney kid was sacrificed? Once humans started to worship the stars, they started abusing and unaliving children. To become a Disney star, I gotta go blow my nose out. To become a Disney star, you have to be okay with ritualistic abuse, and you have to sign your soul over to a fallen angel who is a star. And then if you're good enough at it, you get a star on the ground. Isn't there always some stars on a Disney? What's the name? The same way that the Disney thing comes around is exactly how the Paramount star moves around. Is it not? A starburst? They stars is always flying around until they find a spot and stick to, right? Just like on Paramount. The angels brought knowledge that humans didn't possess. But once they gave them that information, humans became possessed by fallen stars. What happens when you go to Hollywood to become a star? You have to take on the persona or personality of multiple people. You have to be multiple people. You have to let multiple spirits inhabit you, do you not? And a lot of stars end up having multiple personality disorders or split personalities, do they not? They participate in ritualistic parties that nobody that is not a part of the clique can get into. And a lot of their parties are dark themed. You didn't watch Indiana Jones. Anytime they was about to unalive a kid in a sacrificial offering, it was always dark. It was never light, and it was always in a place where people were sitting down and there was somebody up there and the kid was scared and it was a young kid and everybody was chanting and all this old crazy stuff, and that was supposed to give whoever was getting ready to unalive this kid power. Most times we saw that their eyes would roll back in their head or their voice would change or they was able to do something that they wasn't able to do before after the sacrifice. Yes or no? Is this not what be happening in Hollywood for the cinema? You go to Hollywood to get into cinema. What happens to a lot of the Hollywood stars? Do they come to ruin, death, destruction? The happy-go-lucky soul that they were when they got to Hollywood, is that the same person they are when they leave? No, because when we see them without makeup and stuff, we be scared. And they always talking about how one instance ruined their career. It was the death of their career. Or how they became a cancer in Hollywood because blase skip wooty wow. So cinema or cine has a lot to do with the actors' lives, does it not? And they go there to get into cinema. But we know that that word means destruction, ruin, death, and cremation. What happens if you sell your soul for fame? And that God don't get your soul back? What happens? Matter of fact, who do you pledge your allegiance to get into cinema? Do you pledge your allegiance to a fallen star to get in cinema? Do you? You have to pledge your allegiance to a fallen star to become a star. But if you sign your soul over, Sine, Cine is your end if God don't come get you. You will burn in hellfire for selling your soul. Most times they don't even get to enjoy the money because their life comes to an end, or they end up stupid sick, or their career be ruined, but they already being sold their soul. All for cinema. Cine or sin. And how do we know? Because we watch them on the media. How do we watch them? Well, how do we watch the media? On our devices. What does that do? We start to act like them. We start to talk like them. We want to dress like them. We want to wear our hair like them. All because of cinema. We dance like them because of cinema. But all the stuff we see on our device traps us into a way of thinking, which causes an action that could possibly, most times, lead to a spiritual and physical death, y'all. Financial death. People have ruined their finances from looking on Instagram, have they not? They have ruined their careers from watching cinema, watching Instagram, watching whatever. They have ruined their marriages. Cinema, media, on a device, watching something. The same way that the watchers did when they were on Mount Hermon and decided that what they saw, they had to devise a plan to sin. And when they devised a plan to sin with what they had been watching, it brought destruction and ruin and death and fire to the earth. The brothers that replaced being in God's presence with sin. Ain't that crazy? And instead of worshiping the creator of the heavens, they got people to worship the fallen stars. Since they weren't renowned in heaven anymore, this is the only place that they could be renowned and worshipped, because God disowned them. It's like you liking somebody and they don't like you, so they make you feel away. So then you go to the person that you know is always going to adore you, and they just think you're the best thing. It's like that. But the person you really want the attention from won't even speak to you. So you take the next best thing. Someone that you feel like, I really don't like them like that, but they'll do. But I really want my dad to talk to me again. I would really rather be in the presence of pure love and pure truth. But a moment of weakness disconnected me from him forever. Now you understand why certain rulers would not let people worship the creator. They had to worship their gods. And if you were caught worshiping the creator of everything, it could mean sudden death for you. You want to know why? Because the moment that they made it up in their mind that they was going to go down and be with the women, it was eternal death for them. There was no forgiveness. They left the worship of Christ for sin, and they were cut off forever. Well, death to humans is final. So if you don't worship our God, or me as a person, if it was a king that thought he was a god, or one of the fallen angel's children, it meant immediate death for you. This sounds like you mad because somebody did it to you and you want somebody else to feel how you feel. Not on a funny tip, but seriously. Why would I let you worship a God that won't even talk to me? He'll talk to you, a piece of dirt, but he won't talk to me. I've been in his presence before. How dare you? I wish you would say his name around me. Absolutely not. And if you do, it's immediate death. Well, that was that because their dad won't talk to them. It's giving hurt people, right? But you mad because you did it to yourself. So now can't nobody talk to God and worship him because God don't even allow you to worship him. He won't even remember. That Lamech and Duval was going around trying to get God to talk to them, and God was not talking to none of the people that was from the specific races of giants. He wasn't fooling with none of them. Remember? He wouldn't talk to none of them. They was begging for God. They was trying to do everything that they could to get God to talk, and he wouldn't even acknowledge them. Maybe because they were from the brothers that sinned. And disobeyed God, so he said he didn't want nothing to do with them. It makes sense. Anyway, I'm about to go get my green beans together and probably take me a nap. I'll be here to see y'all a little bit later. I stayed up processing green beans. I got to go get them in the bag. They finally dried, and I had to let them cool off before I put them in these bags. And then I'll see y'all a little bit later, though. Give me about an hour. So I might eat and just come back. We gonna see. But this was my brainstorm map today. What y'all think? One word got me to all of this, which was device. And then it went to media. And it was on after that. One word, device, got me thinking about all of this that we talked about today. Yeah. And now I see why, this is why I say, if God keep putting a word in your head, look it up. It has way more to do than what you think. I promise it do. You'll be like, OMG. OM freaking G. Yeah. Make you think about a lot of different stuff though, don't it? And then I'm going to tell you what really just blew my mind. For us to be talking about medicine and for the young lady to come in here and start talking about medicine was really crazy. And she on the phone. I guess you do medical insurance or approving prescriptions or whatever. Do you hear how crazy that was? That one of the first words I asked y'all to look up was the CINE for medicine. And it's written down here. And while in class, she's taking a call and having to tell somebody, hey, tier 4 medications, you ain't going to be able to get them 90 days, medicine. On the day we talking about medicine, like right now. And some people can pass away if they don't have their medicine. And we just looked up what CINE means. Come to ruin, death, so forth and so on. Crazy. Not while we talking about it. It did. It came while we was talking about it. I love y'all. I'm about to go because it's about to cut off anyway. I think we've been on here almost 4 hours. See y'all later. I love y'all.